puffs ba talaga per...
No, I mean, before we go to the puffing, I mean, meaning the device itself, diba? I mean, kasi,
Stella,
especially if it's...
disposable nga siya.
No, yun na nga,
So,
but
hindi
more so because it's disposable now, baka yun ang kailangan mo rin patawan ng uniform tax, right?
Dun sa structure ng tax code, then we have to also look into the aspect na yung title is about tobacco and tobacco products. So yung device is hindi na yan tobacco, hindi na rin yan tobacco product.
Hindi, no?
So another subtitle.
No,
yes.
we will change the title to
Yes.
an act amending
Kasi ika-classify siya.
293, 294, 295.
Or another title na sub-classification.
No, precisely. We will change the title that
Yes,
will
po.
include.
Magandang araw mga kabida. Welcome back sa ating channel. Umaalma ngayon ang tabako manufacturers and traders dahil sa pagbagsak at paghina ng kanilang mga tabako products. Ang dahilan ay ang patuloy naman na pagtaas at pagtangkilik ng maraming smokers sa produkto ng e-cigarettes o mas kilala sa tawag na vape, kung kaya tumihiling ang mga tabako manufacturers na patawan din ng 20% tax ang vape industries sa bansa. Sa kabilang banda naman, nababahala naman ang DOH dahil sa pagdami ng mga minor de edad na mga kabataan ang nalululong sa vape. Narito ang mga pahayag.
Now in receipt from the committee of your committee, APRO, of the substitute bill for the illicit trade. So can you...
A numbered substitute bill to House Bill number 10329 entitled An Act Strengthening Administration of Excise Tax on Tobacco Products, Cigars, Cigarettes, Heated Tobacco Products, Vapor Products, and Novel Tobacco Products, amending for the purpose the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997 as amended, authored by Representative Salceda, Kimbo, and Reyes, sir.
Okay. So you're okay with an import, allowing the president to impose an import ban na lang? Or for the law to impose an import ban on cigarettes and vapes?
Well, Mr. Chair, that's I think a policy issue, which
siyempre, ang pinaka-policy natin is less smoker and less vapors. That's number one. And controlling supply will be very important. And then controlling making it inaccessible by price is another one through taxation. So, definitely, ang outcome dito is less smokers. And therefore, less cardiovascular, COPD, COBD. So, I mean, that is the total. It's not about the revenues. The revenues is secondary. We're just presented here where, just like the prohibition, the best way to lessen drinking is by taxing. So, because if you just ban smoker, it won't go anywhere. So it's up to me.
yes, Mr. Chair. But I think in terms of administrative work, it would be easier for us if there's an importation ban.
Then you will be first border if it's a cigarette, not customs. You will be the first border. Just like DAI is now first border for our agricultural product, DAIE. So, okay na tayo na 60 pesos per ml sa vape. At sa wala nickel salt, sa wala ng freebase, we'll take out that differential. Sa pack of cigarettes.
1 ml equivalent to 1 pack?
Actually, 1 ml is bigger than 1 pack.
I mean, yeah. What's the equivalence, right?
10,000 pops. Ang isang
There be some kind of a determination as to more or less. It's difficult to implement.
Eh yan, vapor yan katabi mo. Nagbi-vape ka pa ba? Hindi na.
I mean, I guess that...
Nakakailang pops ka sa isang ml. Di ba? Ang dami-dami-dami.
Hindi ba dapat may ganon? Kasi baka in the end, may distortion pa rin because relatively, one may be relatively cheaper than the other, di ba? Because what you want to do is to,
We cannot make that right now. It's relatively not feasible to compare the number if it's on a tax per pop basis.
no, kasi right now, because of the tax, it's relatively quote-unquote cheaper, right?
So
Vaping.
yes.
On the basis of the tax regime.
Yes,
And we're seeing that there's a lot of shifting.
yes.
Diba? So what we're trying to do is
And
minimize
that's
that.
not just shifting, but gatewaying.
Correct. So what we're trying to do is minimize that by increasing the tax or making it more uniform.
We're trying to increase the price for the gateway.
Correct. So in addition to that, the device, the vape, I don't know what you call it.
Wala nang
pasensya na.
device.
The vape device,
Yung delivery.
yes, is that taxed? It's not, right? I mean, it's just normal tax, right? So, magkano yun? If it's imported, it's just a normal tariff.
It was rejected before during the.
No, so I just want to know kung magkano. So in short,
There's no tax, but we propose a 20% ad valorem tax on.
hindi ba
the-
dapat pag-aralan din yun? Because that's really the entry, that's the entry fee, di ba? Kasi if you're to be initiated into smoking, obviously, you need to purchase
Problema
that. Magkano ba yun? How much is a vape device?
Dati, okay yan. Ngayon, disposable na lahat.
Hindi, kaya nga, which actually, if it's
So,
disposable,
You really tax na lang.
no,
Yung
but if it's
content.
disposable, then all the more, it's actually, you're making the case for taxing it like a normal cigarette stronger, diba? Because it's more or less just like a traditional
Tinatawanan ka
cigarette.
ni Sharon kasi yan talaga praktisado. Alam niya na.
No, I'm looking at it from a public health perspective. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to. I
Yes.
mean, I have two issues. Like from a public health perspective, is to reduce smoking, right? And number
Yes.
two, from an economic perspective,
Correct,
again,
sir.
to try to reduce itong nakikita natin na shifting and then one. So yon, those are the two things that
Yes.
we're trying to fix.
Yes.
So I think dapat mapag-aralan kung ano yung dapat gawin.
Ilang pops ba talaga per.
No, I mean, before we go to the puffing, I mean, meaning the device itself, diba? I mean, kasi,
Stella,
especially if it's,
disposable nga siya.
no, yun na nga,
So,
but
hindi
more so because it's disposable now, baka yun ang kailangan mo rin patawan ng uniform tax, right? Kasi magkasama na.
Oo.
Yun na. So, yun na nga diba? So,
Hindi ka talaga nag-yossi.
no, so what
Kung
I'm
sa sex
saying,
virgin na virgin ka.
no, but what I'm saying is, that now is a tax base for the BIR, right?
Yes. I agree.
So
but
we are losing the opportunity for the BIR to collect revenues and from a public health perspective to reduce smoking. I'm just saying for the
totally
record
agree.
that there is an opportunity for
Sino ba pwede
BIR
maglabas dyan ng, ng isang bay?
to make more money, right?
Para maintindihan niya nito.
No, naiintindihan ko na ngayon. You don't have to do it. I'm
Okay.
just saying that we don't have to decide on it today, but
We
pwedeng
have to.
pwedeng pag-isipan kung
Ito,
hindi yun na nga kung pwedeng kung yung mismong device ay pwedeng but when you purchase it, do you purchase it separately?
No. You cannot use this if you don't have this.
Correct. But when you purchase it, do you purchase it separately? You purchase it separately.
Dati.
Oh, when you purchase it separately, then there's a
Okay.
so those are two separate tax bases. So I'm just saying that for
Okay.
BIR, you
Propose it
might
now.
be able to make it's a potential tax base, and at the same time for the
Do
DOH,
you have,
it's
the copy of the bill?
yes. Anyway, yun lang po. I
Can
just
you
wanna
propose
say
that?
20%
ad valorem tax on the carrier? How do yes. Finally, you can save me.
As a former member of this committee in the BICAM, it's because there's several types. No, you have ICOS. The main product there is yung bala, no?
Oh, yung
Not
bala.
the device. You keep buying also for the others that you keep buying the pods. The main source of income, I think, are the pods, you know. But then there's that new device na disposable that you buy it as so it's a matter of how do you qualify that? How do you tax that? Kasi tama naman yung tax na yung pods talaga. These are the ones that
Do you think okay lang sa kanya yung we tax this? Okay, because the tax now is this one,
But yeah, correct. But it's
not
just
this one. But most of the ano kasi ngayon is
Sir.
1 unit na siya. Oy, Cabreros, ikaw
out
magaling dyan. Ang tingin mo, do we need an ad valorem tax on the carrier of, how do you call this? The device? The delivery system? Okay ka? May VAT na nga. Yung device daw may VAT na eh.
It's treated like a ball pen. A ball pen has a VAT, right?
Okay, you win. So we go back kasi you were here in the Senate, right? When it was debated, I was trying to propose 20% ad valorem on the device. Yeah, but of course there were other participants who said we'd rather focus on the yun. Sabi kasi nila ng industry, baka bumili ng pangit na device. Di lalo napasama yung health. Hindi naman, sinasabi ko lang. Panalo ko na nga eh. Okay, so let's go to the floor with a 20% ad valorem tax on the device. If the device is separate. Can you language it? Yes, I've been trying to get Cabreros to say something. Sige na, ma'am. Gamitin mo na to.
Yes, yes, Mr. Chair, we will submit the proposal for the wordings. We just have to be clarified on the distinguishing the disposable ones with the units that needs the pods. Because the disposable one is a all-in-one unit in the liquid, and the other one is device with the pod.
So
The one you're showing, sir, is separate unit and the pods, and this is the pods that is being.
Yes. So what is your suggestion?
Yeah,
What is feasible for you? Of course, we already agreed that it is 60 pesos per pod. Kong Janet, you're recognized. Defend me from Stella. Janet.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
From
Mr.
a former
Chair?
health secretary.
Mr. Chair.
Yes,
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm out of Manila.
out of
On
the country.
issue na yung, are you requesting me to comment on the issue nung
Yes.
call it nung gadget?
And
Yung
anything under the sun basta about vapes and cigarettes.
Okay. Ang naging trend talaga, nung naging mahal ang sigarilyo, plus, alam mo naman, the new generation, they would go by what is in. So, mas social ang dating nung nag-vape o yung nag-i-cigarette kesa dun sa sigarilyo. So, that's why bumababa rin yung excise tax. However, one of the problems is that we are not really that strict on vapes and e-cigarette kasi inakala nung karamihan na hindi siya ganun ka health hazard or toxic than the regular cigarette. But apparently, what's coming out on the studies, kasi nasa 10 to 15 years na yung mga gumagamit, meron nga tayong e-value which is quite worse than the COPD that we see in among smokers. Moving forward, mahirap din na maging sobrang mag-proliferate yung mga poor quality and hazardous gadget yung ilalagyan ng e-cigarette because the difference there is the filter. So the hazard on this young smokers is beyond description, especially so that there are a lot of unknowns as of this moment.
Therefore,
Therefore, may konting basis, may basis yung sinasabi na if we tax the good ones, the quality ones, the acceptable ones, na yung carrier ng mga e-cigarette, yung ginagamit sa vaping, especially na karamihan ng gumagamit noon are students. Wala pang mga trabaho, yung iba talagang bagong trabaho lang. So mapupunta yan karamihan dun sa very poor quality, and the effect on health is something that is not yet proven but is projected to be worse than the regular cigarettes. That's why maganda rin yung issue na ang dami ring announce kasi dun sa ibang mga imported, lalo na yung mga nasa online. Marami dun ang maganda ang packaging, pero yung loob hindi talaga tested.
Okay, thank you very much, Janet. We take that upon advisement. Anybody from the industries here? You want to say anything?
Mr. Chair, good morning. I actually have a prepared statement.
Okay, please do.
I'll read it as fast as I can. I already provided copies to the Secretariat.
Yung ano na lang, summary.
Oh, summary. Okay. The tobacco industry plays a vital role in the Philippine economy, supporting 41,000 farmers and producing over 39 million kilograms of leaf tobacco annually. However, this vital sector faces significant challenges due to the increasing prevalence of illicit tobacco trade. Estimates by Euromonitor suggest that by the end of 2025, 19% of the domestic market will consist of illicit products. In Mindanao alone, 51% of cigarettes sold are illicit, with some areas reporting rates exceeding 90%. Meanwhile, North and Central Luzon experience an illicit trade incidence of 12.8%, while Southern Luzon reports 5.4%. Alarmingly, the rate of illicit trade is increasing by 3 to 8% annually. Illicit trade thrives due to the availability of untaxed cigarettes sold at a fraction of the price of legitimate products. Legal cigarettes are up to 5 times more expensive than their illicit counterparts. This price disparity is fueled by illegal importers, manufacturers, and traders who evade excise taxes. As a result, untaxed cigarettes flood the market, undermining government revenue and reducing funds critical for public health programs and other government initiatives. The data shared by the BIR earlier, we concur with that data. It's accurate, Mr. Chair. Collection rates have been declining. In 2022 to 2023, there's a decline of 15.84%, and as reported by the Good Commissioner in today's hearing, there's a decline of 29.36%. I believe that the chairman himself estimated it at 60 billion about a few years ago, and it's proven already that 138 billion has been lost, well, at least from the targets. The PTI also highlights the rising prevalence of non-tax paid vapor products, which compounds the issue. These untaxed products further threaten the sustainability of government programs reliant on tobacco tax revenues. PTI is also highlighting that illicit tobacco trade created imbalanced and inequitable conditions against the legitimate tobacco industry. And aside from tax leakages, illicit trade undermines so many other government efforts. Minors have access to illicit cigarettes, to name a concerning example. We recognize and appreciate greatly the efforts made by the Bureau of Internal Revenue, the Bureau of Customs, the Department of Trade and Industry, and law enforcement agencies for the various enforcements, seizures, and closure of illicit factories and warehouses containing smuggled and untaxed cigarettes and vapor products. All these efforts have certainly slowed down the growth of illicit trade. However, there's more to be done. To address this escalating problem, the PTI respectfully suggests the following. Number one, revisit the current tax system to determine the optimal tax rate that will allow government to achieve its twin objectives of raising revenue and discouraging consumption of tobacco products without any unintended consequences.
Can you state that in a policy form? Are you suggesting a Laffer curve too?
Well, the good Congresswoman from Marikina did mention that the Laffer curve, for it to be objectively observed, there must be a raise in tax rates
Yes.
and a decline in the
No,
collections.
in short, that the incentive for illicit trade is because of the huge differential between the tax and, of course, a no tax. So are you suggesting, like the others who want moratorium on the 5% increase? 5%.
Mr. Chair, respectfully, we leave it to the wisdom of Congress, and we will not object to a moratorium, as that would definitely give a chance for the legitimate industry to breathe from the bombardment of illicit products against the industry. And it allows the BIR also to focus on better tax collections.
Okay.
We also believe that a single rate be imposed for all vapor products.
Okay. I think there's already a consensus.
We also believe that the enforcement shall not only be the responsibility of the BOC, the BIR, DTI, and law enforcement agencies, but a whole of government approach concerning the LGUs and other agencies. So basically, it is observed, Mr. Chair, that the enforcement is done by the national government, but the local governments have not been moving against it. We also suggest that the Department of Agriculture recommend to the President to convene the Anti-Agricultural Economic Smuggling Council.
The new law.
Under the new law, Mr. Chair. We also suggest that the DOJ relentlessly prosecute illicit importers, manufacturers, and traders. I think recently there was a big blow in Nueva Ecija for the GBBEM. If you remember, Mr. Chair, it was dismissed by the CTA for, I believe it was, they did not accept the evidence. Has that reached the committee, Mr. Chair? So that's a big blow against the efforts of the government. We also recommend that the AMLC, the Anti-Money Laundering Council, also take an active role. As we all know, smuggling is covered activity of the AMLC.
It's a predicate crime.
Yes, it is a predicate crime. We also support an effective track and trace program.
It's
Please
in
consider.
the bill.
We also ask that the government
Thank you.
exert public awareness campaigns so that the public also understands the social and economic impacts of purchasing illicit tobacco products. The PTI remains committed to working with the government and other stakeholders to safeguard the legitimate tobacco industry and protect vital public funding from the growing threat of the illicit trade. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Any?
Yes, just
Yes.
quickly. Yes, so on the single rate, so I believe, so yes, as you mentioned, Mr. Chair, I believe that there's a consensus on that. Going back to the debate earlier, so with respect to the situation where you have disposables, so kanina kasi ang pinag-usapan natin is why not 60 pesos per ml? So ang sinasabi ko lang po, Mr. Chair, is sa tingin ko, this is just my perspective, we need to be able also to think about possibly taxing the device. Kasi that's the entire, kasi if you were to compare smoking traditionally versus smoking non-traditionally, dapat tignan yun holistically, di ba? So, in the case of disposables, since disposable naman yon, baka naman potentially you don't have to tax it at 60 per ml. It could be less than 60 per ml. It could be, no, I'm just saying, kasi equivalently, if you're to impose a tax on the device, di ba? Kasi meron kang i-attribute na tax on the device. So that, I'm just saying, it's a matter of computing di ba? Para lang ma-achieve yung single rate. But I believe that at the end of the day, may consensus naman on the single rate. Ang tanong lang talaga is for the BIR to make that determination as to what that single rate is, considering dapat na, para sa akin, whether it's traditional or non-traditional, dapat makonsider yung the entire smoking experience Kasi parang for me, kung hindi mo i-consider yung device, parang, diba, parang it's as if
Ipaparehas lang natin sa one pack of cigarette.
Kasi parang I really
60
think that
pesos.
if you are not taxing the device, it becomes much relatively cheaper to vape. Yun lang, it's just
Pero yung bala, 60 pesos. One time.
no, especially dun sa disposable, right?
Yeah, but we are willing to accept as far as practicable that you impose 20% ad valorem on the device.
Basta kailangan lang ang
If it's-
BIR, Mr.
If
Chair,
it
ang
is distinguishable or whatever. Give me a word.
basta
Uy,
kung pwede lang, Mr. Chair,
Cabreros,
i-compute ng
anong
BIR.
word yan? Sige na.
Sir, mag-submit kami ng study kasi even dun sa structure ng tax code, then we have to also look into the aspect na yung title is about tobacco and tobacco products. So yung device is hindi inayan tobacco, hindi na rin yan tobacco product.
Hindi
So
na.
another subtitle.
No, we
yes.
will change the title to
Yes.
an act amending
Kasi ika-classify siya.
293, 294, 295.
Or another title na sub-classification
No,
paraphernalia.
precisely. We will change the title that
Yes
will
po.
include, that will allow us to do that. Yeah. Pero okay ka? 20% ad valorem on the tax device, on the vape device?
Mr. Chair, itong 500, itong mga disposables na cheap, ito po ba yung sinasabi nilang inferior quality?
I cannot say they're inferior.
Yun na nga eh.
but,
I mean, of course, I understand na ito yung another issue, but
nakakita ka na ba? Mas sexy sila actually. Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
just for the record, the PTI is not in favor on taxes on the devices, ad valorem tax on the device. It already is covered in the 12% VAT for that one.
yes, but apart from that, I mean, what is,
Na parang mga nagwi-wave. Yeah.
so what is, okay, if you think about the total cost of smoking, what is the share of that device in the total cost of smoking? Has anybody estimated that?
Magkano ba yung hawak mo?
Mr. Chair, nasa 250 ata to, Mr. Chair.
So yung
Pagka sa-
device is 300.
The device, yung pinapakita nyo kanina, Mr. Chair, nasa mga 800 ata yun, Mr. Chair.
800. So makes sense to impose ad valorem tax.
Yung kanina sinabi mo, Mr. Chair, may value-added tax na po yan, Mr. Chair.
Ito.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Kasi that is sold separately.
Yeah, I know. So we put an excise tax too. Okay na.
Ano,
20%. Psst. Uy. Okay na si Commissioner. 20% ad valorem tax on the device. Tapos 60 pesos per pod per 10 ml, per 10 ml.
May we know from the DOF the justification for why they support the moratorium?
We do not have any objection right now, but in terms of the, we are still studying, but for now we don't have any objection on the proposal.
Okay, kasi simplehin na lang natin. No? So kanina, di ba, pinagdebatihan natin na, okay, Laffer curve, nakita natin, di ba, na yung pinakita ni Chair kanina, mahirap na sabihin na ang may Laffer effect because despite the 5% increase in the sin tax rate, dumadami yung smokers. So, yun yung tanong, di ba? Kasi, yes, kung talagang from your perspective na kailangan ninyo magparami ng collection ng buwis, kapag tinaasan mo yung tax rate, pero bumababa yung smokers, and therefore, which is good from a public health perspective, but from your perspective, DOF, na kailangan mas marami ang collection ng buwis, ay bumababa, then it makes sense. A moratorium makes sense, right? But it's very clear naman from the data shown by Chair from the FNRI, dumadami yung smokers, di ba? So it's counterintuitive.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So, number one, for the, again, we do not have any objection right now, but we are actually studying yung mga implication pa, which include itong health goals and revenue goals. Again, for the causes of the decline in revenues, it can be several factors. One is illicit trade. Second, there can be a substitution effect wherein people substituted their consumption to vapor products that are not fully captured by our tax system as well, because we only implemented din itong mga tawag ito, yung packaging labels nitong this year lang, last year lang, June or July. So relatively new din yung regulation na yun. But again, we're still studying what can be the cause of the high illicit trade. We will submit our official position paper on this, but then again, officially, we do not have a correlation if illicit trade is due to high taxes or high prices.
Posible ba, Mr. Chair, na ang pagsuporta ninyo ng moratorium has to do with the amount of time that you need to determine the optimal tax rate considering all the changes that had happened? Kasi pwede naman tanggapin na ganon, right? Kasi tama naman na now that we agree na kailangan maging uniform ang tax rate between traditional and other tobacco products newly introduced in the market, and then ngayon meron kami throw in na possible posible bang i-tax ang device, etc., etc. All of these new ideas, that's a possible justification, di ba? So anyway, pwede bang isubmit nyo na rin doon sa position paper ninyo ang justification kung bakit ninyo sinusuportahan ang moratorium?
We will do, Mr. Chair. Madam, thank you.